An evil warden is holding you in prison and he offers you a game. He says that you have three options, three doors, A, B, and C. And he says that two of the doors are safe doors and one of the doors is unsafe. Can you go through the safe doors and escape the prison? The rules are you have to point your finger towards any of the doors, right? For example, you point towards A and then you can actually ask him a question. If you're pointing towards the safe door, the warden will tell you the answer of that question truthfully. However, if you're, pointing towards the unsafe door, unfortunately, then the warden will tell you the answer of that question either truthfully or not truthfully at random. It's his choice. For example, let me just give you a very simple example. If you're pointing towards a door, and let's consider a door to be a safe door, then if you ask warden, okay, I'm pointing towards the a door, now the question is, are you a male or a female? The warden has to answer it truthfully because you're pointing towards the safe door, right? So warden will definitely say yes. And for example, if you're pointing towards an unsafe door, for example, the C in this case, if you just go, interpret the colors, C, if you consider it to be the unsafe door, if you're pointing towards the C, and then you ask warden, are you a male or female? He can still say that, yes, I'm a male. He can actually be truthful about his gender. However, he can actually lie about it as well. It's his choice. He can be at random whenever you're pointing towards the unsafe door. But make sure, keep in mind that whenever you're pointing towards the safe door, he has always got to be truthful about anything you ask him. So what is the question that you need to ask him so that you can actually make sure that you go through the safe door? Give this problem a try. Take as much time as you want. When you're done, come back for the solution to see if you were right or wrong. So I assume you just had a go at it, and this problem really is a mixture of logic and game theory both, because it really requires you to just think about a lot of different possibilities, possible questions, and possible scenarios. In each of those scenarios, different consequences, and whatever the warden has to say, you need to react to what he says and make a decision. So it really is a very hard kind of puzzle. So let me tell you the best approach in order to solve it. What you need to do here is, the solution is very interesting and it really makes sense. Let me first tell you the solution and then we'll ponder how does it work. So what you need to do here is that you need to, for example, you have three doors here, A, B, and C. You need to point toward any of the door. For example, you point towards this first door. Let's consider this A, this B, and this C. Let me just write down A, B, C. It doesn't have to be A, B, C. It could be B, C, A, or A, C, B, whatever. But you just need to point towards any of the door, and then you need to ask warden the question that is the door that is next to the door that I'm pointing at a safe door? Meaning that if he's pointing at A, he's actually asking about the door B. Is it a safe door? So there could be two replies, yes or no. So if the warden says yes, then just go into the door next to the one that you're pointing at. Right? If he says no, then just go into the third door that is not in question. That is not in question. I'm not talking about this question. I'm just talking about the question that you asked. I mean, if you're pointing towards A and you ask about B, if he says no, then go to C. That is not in question. The very third door that you're not even pointing towards, and that you're not even asking about in the question that you asked to the warden. So let me just tell you how does it work. I'm going to consider each of the possible scenarios here. For example, you're pointing towards A, and in the first case, we are going to consider A and B safe door and C to be the unsafe door. So if you're pointing towards A and you ask the question, is the door that is next to the door that I'm pointing at is a safe door? Meaning, is B a safe door? That's what you're asking the warden, right? So if he has to say yes, because you're pointing towards a safe door, right? So he has to be truthful. He'll just say yes and then just go into the door that is next to the one that you're pointing at. So you'll just go into the B door and you'll be safe. So it has to be, in this case, he has to say yes, and you'll always go into the B door that is a safe door. However, if this was not the safe door, but in fact, this was the safe door and B was not the safe door and C was the safe door, if this was the case, then once again you're pointing at the safe door, so he has to be truthful. Fortunately or unfortunately for him, doesn't matter, he has to be truthful. So he just said no. He said no, the door that is next to the one that you're pointing at is not a safe door. He said no. So when he says no, then just go to the third door that is not in question, meaning C. So you just go in C and you'll always be safe. And let's consider another scenario in which this door is not the safe door, well, the other two are safe. Then the warden can actually be truthful or untruthful at random. It's his choice. But whatever he says, either yes or no, you do not have to care about. If he says yes, then you are actually going in the door that is next to the one that you're pointing at. That means B, which is a safe door once again in this case as well. And if he says no, like at random, he just lies or he just tells the truth. And if he says yes, you just go in B. And if he says no, then you just go into the third door that is not in question. That means C, once again a safe door. I mean, if you're pointing towards the wrong door, you just you never have to go to the door that you're pointing at. So if in case you're pointing towards the wrong door, never worry, you're just going to go B if he says yes, or C if he says no. So never worry, you're always landing into the safe door. So this is very interesting how this question and this game theory, this strategy that you just made up actually works and always guarantees you a safe exit. I hope you enjoyed the problem. Thank you for watching.